Hey folks, welcome to the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network YouTube channel. I am your host, Lewis Carlin. Coming up right now is an interview that I conducted with Impact Wrestling's Josh Mathews. We spoke about Hard to Kill, the upcoming Hard to Kill pay-per-view. We spoke about his micro brawler and many, many other things. So enjoy it. Here it comes right now, my interview with Impact Wrestling's Josh Mathews. What's it feel like having your own micro brawler? It must be a great feeling, and it sold out really quickly as well.
As a child of the 80s, to have an action figure, a micro brawler, it's super cool. It was one of those things where, as the brawlers have become more popular over the last few years, I've been talking with Ryan over at Pro Wrestling Tees about doing a Josh Mathews. But the first thing we wanted to do was a Madison Rain brawler, and we did that. And her brawler actually never even made it to the public market. Ryan sent out a couple emails to some groups that he has, and they sold out privately on through those groups. So we did mine. We upped the order quantity by double. I was a little nervous. I didn't want Ryan to lose his investment, and luckily we sold them out in, I want to say 4 days, 3 to 4 days. So to everyone who purchased one, thank you. I am going to Zoom with everyone who purchased one. That is a promise. I will make that happen. I got to figure out how to make that happen, but I'm definitely going to make sure that anyone that purchased one that wants a Zoom, that we can talk to each other.
That's a lot of Zoom calls you have to make. That's 600 minutes of Zoom calls that you're gonna be all zoomed out, man.
Hey, that's what I just want to be able to say thank you and to everybody, individually, and make sure that I get to do that for them.
They were quite popular. I know you said there's not going to be any more, and I'm asking because I procrastinated and I didn't get one. So is there going to be any more released at any chance at all?
This one, no. Now I did procure 3 of them, and I got those. And I'm not a collector. I don't have, in my 25-year career of wrestling, I have nothing. I just don't. I don't keep anything. I don't know why. I like action figures of myself. I mean, I don't have anything. I have my collection of things, but I don't have anything that's mine. But so of those 3 that I was able to get, I am going to sign those, and I'll be selling those personally. So I'll put a link probably to my wife's like big cartel store or something like that, and those 3 will go directly from me. So if you get a chance to get one of those 3, that's awesome.
Okay, and I know he was asking on Twitter, is Matt Cardona going to get his phone call?
I'll see Matt Cardona in person. Okay. We didn't get to go to Matt and Chelsea's wedding. I wish we would have been able to make it, but we didn't get a chance to go over New Year's. So our best to Matt and Chelsea on their recent wedding.
All right, fair enough. So this Saturday in Dallas, a sold-out Hard to Kill event taking place. Huge pay-per-view. It's going to be awesome from start to finish. Lots of great matches. Is there one match that you're looking forward to the most?
No, I say that with an asterisk because I am really looking forward to seeing the Knockouts first ever Ultimate X match. But I think that, watching our roster for the entire year, watching what they all go through, watching them sort of, for a lot of them, they're learning to be on television, and to see that happen, and to see them come from, starting their careers to now being on TV, to, sitting down with someone like a Lady Frost and talking about her entrance and how we can grow her entrance and build her entrance, and to see, people like that in this match, and just to really kind of get an idea for who these people are, and to watch them grow, and to try to help them. And when I became the producer of the show, my first goal was to learn how to do that job. And my second goal was to eliminate the mistakes that we had over the a few years since I'd been there, and little mistakes, and get rid of those. And then the third objective for me was to really, how do we make this grow bigger? How do we make our presentation look bigger? So I think we're on step 3. So I think we're going to be doing some things and showing some things that, we've got rid of the mistakes. Now it's time to sort of, grow and see what we can do. So the show is going to be amazing. We released a few standing room only tickets today. So similar to my 3 micro brawlers, if you can get those last remaining standing room only, sorry about my dog, standing room only tickets, join us in Dallas. If not, live on pay-per-view Saturday night. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. I'll definitely be watching. One match I'm looking forward to, Josh Alexander versus Jonah. What kind of war can we expect in that match?
Physical battle. That's one of those in the trenches. Who knows what's going to happen? Josh Alexander coming off the amazing year, winning match of the year and winning male wrestler of the year. Everything that Josh did in 2021, now he's got to prove it in 2022 and come out and do everything that he did times two, because the spotlight on him is even bigger now. So I think Josh and Jonah coming in the way he did towards the latter part of 2021 and the powerhouse that he's proven to be, that it's just going to be a clash. And who's going to start their year off right between those two on Saturday night?
You have a prediction for that match? I'm predicting Josh Alexander wins, but do you have a prediction?
I won't make any predictions.
Okay.
I think that I just think we're in for a highly entertaining battle between those two, and really who's going to set the tone between those two, as the most physically dominant athlete in Impact Wrestling for the year.
And also Jonathan Gresham on the card, defending the Ring of Honor World Title against Chris Sabin. Going to be another tremendous match. Your thoughts on that match and your thoughts on Jonathan Gresham?
I think that's going to be another one of those deals where it's like, what in the world is going on around here? I mean, the Ring of Honor World Championship being defended on an Impact Wrestling pay-per-view in 2022. Who would have ever thought that we'd see anything like that? I mean, Ring of Honor announces a few months ago that they're going on hiatus until April. And obviously, those of us in the wrestling world wish them nothing but the best and hope to see them back in April. And now you've got Gresham coming in, defending this championship, and he's going to do it on our show, on our soil, in our world. I think that, again, Forbidden Door has been overused, but maybe an olive branch extended between Impact and Ring of Honor. And I think it's been said, I'll say it, I think we're doing a great service to Ring of Honor by keeping their championship alive, by keeping them alive, by showing this this championship and giving it the credit that it deserves and giving it the stage that it deserves. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's going to be a great match as well. With all the free agents that are available out there now, you think we might see a surprise or two at Hard to Kill?
If there's one thing that we've learned about Impact Wrestling over the years, that whenever we are live, expect the unexpected. So expect a surprise, expect something. I'm going to close my door so that we don't have to listen to my dog.
Okay.
But I think that I'll continue speaking. I think that when Impact has gone live over the years, and I mean, look at Slammiversary from a couple of years ago when this all really got started, with the faces coming in, the Good Brothers coming in, and then you had Heath jump the guardrail and he got involved, and Matt Cardona comes in last year at Hard to Kill, this time last year. So I think that as it relates to being live, you never know what's going to happen.
Well, 2021 was a huge year for Impact Wrestling. What can the fans expect in 2022?
I think more of the same. Our break ended yesterday, and it was time to kind of get back to work yesterday and today now. And as I sit and kind of prepare reports and get ready for the year, it's kind of like we've done this already. We all kind of know what to do with our jobs, and now it's how do we make those jobs better? How do we get rid of some of the mistakes that we made? Not that anybody would ever see those mistakes, but we know about them internally. So how do we fix things like that? How do we grow? How do we make things bigger, better in 2022 and beyond? And as I've told many people that I've had the privilege of working with over the last couple of years, that we're building something for the future. We're building something for future generations and not for ourselves. We're building this for folks down the line. I hope that 20 years from now, somebody else is sitting here talking to somebody just like yourself about what Impact's doing, celebrating its 40th year celebration.
All right, so how you have the working relationship with New Japan Pro Wrestling? How is that relationship? And once COVID restrictions ease, could we see some Impact talent heading over to Japan and competing in the New Japan Pro Wrestling ring?
Well, you saw Finjuice come over and compete for Impact, and I think you've seen that we've gone to AAA, we've gone to Mexico, we've gone all over AEW. NWA, and now Ring of Honor. So I think obviously New Japan, the news came out today that, New Japan's coming to Access TV. Yeah. Starting late January. So, obviously I think that, being on the same network and being aligned, having guys like the Good Brothers, having the talent that have come over from New Japan, Rocky Romero, a great relationship with him, and the great relationship with the New Japan office. I think it's only a matter of time before, the world opens back up and we're all out there all over the world doing things.
Yeah, I got my fingers crossed for Impact Wrestling versus New Japan Pro Wrestling Super Show. So hopefully that happens one day as well.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome. Again, talking about COVID restrictions. I'm here in Windsor. When do you any plans on hopefully returning to Windsor St. Clair College in 2022? Because I'm dying for some live Impact Wrestling, man.
I think everybody is, and I love hearing it. My wife and I went and trained at a school here in Columbus last night, NOW, New Ohio Wrestling. And they want to do things, and I think everybody that we've kind of touched over the last couple of years wants to get that back. St. Clair College, a great place for Impact, and love driving up there. I mean, we're 3 hours down the road, so I hope the answer is yes. I mean, I don't know if any of us have an idea of when the world's going to open back up and allow these things to happen and get these restrictions down. But yeah, it's for someone like myself who's been traveling all over the world for 25 years, I'm tired of being locked at home. I want to get on an airplane and go somewhere.
I'm with you on that, man. I'm with you on that. So Masha Samovic going to be making her official debut soon. What does Masha Samovic bring to the Knockouts division?
Destruction.
Absolutely.
I think she brings an aura of physicality, and I think that's sort of, you can kind of check that box down the list of athletes in Impact that want to be physical. Jordan Grace, Masha, Deonna Purrazzo wants to get in there and be very physical. Everybody wants to show, how strong they are, what they can do, moves that they can pull off. And I think that's something that, Masha is going to certainly bring to the table, and she's going to make an impact. No doubt about it.
Absolutely. Big fan of Masha Samovic. I'm glad she's with Impact Wrestling. I often see on social media, I want to ask you this question, people wanting the six-sided ring to be brought back. Your thoughts on the six-sided ring, and do you think we might ever see a return of the six-sided ring, even if it's just for one night?
It's hard, honestly, logistically, if it were just to be for one night to bring that back. Yeah. And I think that's kind of, that is a big factor in as to why I, as a fan of Impact over the years and TNA over the years, to me, it was cool to see, and then it was cool not to see, and it was cool to see it come back, and then it was cool, so I don't know. I know that fans often get into these debates about, the six-sided ring and whether or not it should come back or whether or not it shouldn't come back. But, that's 6 skirts. That's more skirts I now think of it from a different standpoint. Right now we have to order more turnbuckles, and we have to order different ring skirts and canvases and things like that. But as a fan watching, I think it's always a fun debate to have. And, as long as it's not around, the fans can debate whether or not it should be around.
Do you miss being the lead play-by-play announcer at all?
No.
Okay.
Look, I'll be really honest with you. I love broadcasting wrestling. I love calling action. I love sitting out there. But for once Keith Mitchell left Impact and went to AEW, and now Keith has retired recently, and nothing but the best to Keith from his 40-year career that spanned, world-class WCW, TNA, Impact. There was a void, and the void was in our producer's chair, and we tried to fill it. And I ultimately asked, many times, can I please try it? Can I please just try it? And maybe got in over my head, and told Scott D'Amore many times, I can do it. I'll be fine. And ultimately, we made the decision that I was going to try it, and I love it. There's no place that I'd rather be right now in my career than sitting in that chair, producing the show, and making all aspects of the broadcast as strong as they can be.
All right, last question, and I'll let you go. Who do you think right now is the face of Impact Wrestling?
Oh, what a great question. I was expecting, though, what do you think is the best match going to be on Hard to Kill? You caught me with that one.
Okay.
No, but in a good way, because it gets me thinking. I see the picture of Moose behind you there, and I know he wants to be the face of Impact Wrestling, and he's world champion. And, you know, you have Eddie Edwards and you have Sammy on the shelf right now. And those three guys are, you know, maybe you call them three of the pillars of Impact Wrestling right now. And then you have, you know, Deonna Purrazzo, who has really put the Knockouts division on her back, and she wants to be the face of the company. You have Matt Cardona, who's come around. You have Brian Myers, and you have all these guys, the Good Brothers, you know, the two of them together. Eric Young, former world champion. He was the guy that started TNA, right? So you have all these people that can lay claim, and rightfully so, to being the face of Impact. And maybe this year we'll get a definitive answer. And I think maybe for the first time in a long time, it's good that you can't point to one person and say they're the face of Impact Wrestling. That guy is the face that runs the place. And I don't know if you necessarily want that.
All right. Well, Josh, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you today. I wish you nothing but the best of luck in 2022. And if any more micro brawlers become available, please, I would love to get my hands on one. Again, I procrastinated. I apologize for that. But I'd love to get my hands on one if any more become available.
Hey, you were like me and didn't think they were going to sell out in 4 days. So that's okay. I appreciate the time. I'll enjoy Hard to Kill.
Absolutely. I can't wait to see it. Again, thank you so much for joining me today, Josh.
All right. Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.